It's time now for County-Wide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join Paul David and Brad Miller as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics that affect all our lives here in Yavapai County. And now, here's today's County-Wide.
Welcome to County-Wide. I'm Paul David. Good to have you in the studio today. We've got a couple of guests with us. Denny Folk, Yavapai County Emergency Services Coordinator, and CERT Coordinator Eric Lash in studio. We're talking about the Citizens Emergency Response Team, which training is beginning very soon, and we need some volunteers. Hey, guys.
Good morning.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
I think, Eric, you said you were here about 6 to 8 months ago, huh?
Yes.
That sounds about right to me. At least I'm going to go with that. So, yeah, 6 to 8 months ago. Let's get right into it. Denny, what is CERT?
CERT is a community action program that is designed to build resiliency and preparedness in communities. CERT is an organization where folks receive some basic life-saving or emergency response skills, and they're able to aid local fire and law enforcement should there be an emergency in their community. But one of the best qualities of CERT is it prepares communities, it prepares citizens to be able to assist, and it also prepares them to be able to take care of their families. Mm-hmm. So
now it sounds like it's expanding a little bit since the last time you were here, because CERT up until this point has always been that, okay, if law enforcement and fire and emergency personnel can't, let's say you're in Verde Village 1 and Cottonwood is under attack and Verde Village 1 is just, you know, in a shambles as well, but the CERT members would kind of get together and they would act as law enforcement and emergency personnel until they got there, or just help out until they got there?
What they do is they have to work within their skill sets. They have to work with what they've been trained to do.
Okay.
Let's say your neighbor's house is on fire. A CERT member could feasibly go over and turn the gas off. They would maybe cut the power to the house by hitting the circuit breaker outside. If there is an evacuation, they would assist in evacuation. Let's say that dreaded earthquake happened here in the Verde Valley and in the fault line ruptured. Okay. We got some houses down. They could do light search and rescue, that type of stuff. Let's say there's a mass casualty event where multiple houses fell. They could set up triage. Eric here, he's recently gone through the CERT program. He's also a trainer, and he's the Yavapai County CERT coordinator. And he could give you a little bit more up-to-date information on the CERT program itself.
Well, let me ask you this, Eric, because I was going to ask you a little later on the show, but I'm going to ask you right now. What does it mean to you to be a CERT member? You're the CERT coordinator.
First of all, Paul, it's public service. And especially for those of us that are retired or semi-retired, we have a little more time to do it. But CERT is really for everybody. We also look forward to recruiting younger people as well. It's a chance to serve the community, also to serve your own individual community, like a neighborhood. It's a natural outgrowth of things like neighborhood watch groups and neighborhood associations. Mm-hmm. So it has a social dimension as well. I've been fortunate enough to have been involved with some CERT groups that know how to have a lot of fun. And so now I know how to make CERT fun. Uh-huh. And with Denny's support, we're gonna make it fun as well. Okay. The key thing is for the members to feel valued, you know, after the initial training. And Denny is going to be critical in helping make that happen.
And in doing so, we're going to add a component where, as we're doing exercises, we're going to incorporate the CERT members, so that way they get used to working with local law enforcement, or they get used to working with the fire departments. And the fire departments actually know who these people are as they roll up on scene. CERT would do something. They don't have no law enforcement authority, and we don't want them being firemen, but at the same time, if there's a small fire, they can put that out. Mm-hmm. But what we want them to do is be able to be of assistance, like maybe they might need a roadblock manned, or they may need assistance in evacuating a community. CERT could help with these types of things, and they're going to be trained to be able to integrate and be a part of that.
That's what I'm wondering about. It sounds like it's expanded a little bit. Instead of it just being Palo Verde Nuclear Power Plant melts down and the state is in jeopardy, they would just respond in terms of that. But are we talking about maybe some smaller scale things as well?
Well, CERT has the ability, and you got to remember that these are citizen volunteers. And one of the things that CERT is really great at is being able to add resiliency to a community. The law enforcement folks may not know where the elderly or mobilely impaired folks are actually living, but your CERT members are members of those communities, and they know the people that are in their communities. So they can assist in making sure that these folks are evacuated out of their homes. They can make sure if there's like information needs to be put out, they can help with that. One of the things that is very interesting about CERT is that the American Red Cross also integrates CERT as a part of their process. They need to set up a shelter. CERT can help with that if they have the proper training, and we have training like that coming up soon on March 9th. So CERT will be able to be a part of that process. They may be delivering food in the form of a food kitchen or something like that as part of a shelter or sheltering operations. So there's a lot of things that CERT can do as a part of a community responding to community needs.
Eric, what kind of CERT volunteers are we looking for?
People with enthusiasm and a desire to serve.
Okay.
And fortunately, we have a lot of those people running around. We just need to find them. And you're a part of helping make that happen.
Okay. Well, yeah, we hope so, right?
And of course, we're going to be putting on classes and meetings and things like that. But this program is a big help, in getting out to the community.
Now, yesterday, Wednesday, February 12th, 13th. That's Valentine's Day, and our state's birthday today. There was a 2-year-old boy in Seligman that turned up missing. And you had mentioned prior to the show, Danny, that you were talking about maybe calling in the CERT team.
Well, parts of it. I was going to have Eric, we were going to go up and set up a logistics support section for the responders that were in the area. But in a situation like this, if that area had a CERT team, they could activate that search team and do light search and rescue in helping the local law enforcement or the sheriff's office and maybe covering an area that they may not have the manpower for.
Now, that's a scary incident yesterday, having a 2-year-old wander away from home. But I guess that shows me that CERT is going to branch out and do a few more things. I've always pictured CERT as being these major disasters, like Crown King's wildfire last year that evacuated the town, and some of the bigger disasters we've had in Yavapai County, that would be the only thing they respond to. But it sounds like you'd be utilized for maybe some smaller events too. Sure. I don't want to make the 2-year-old missing sound like a small event, but it's certainly not affecting 1,000 people in their homes. Right. So
CERT can be used in a variety of ways. It's very versatile, but the one key thing is that CERT is always employed and always used within the confines of their training. So we don't want folks that are CERT members out there fighting a fully involved house fire, okay? Because it puts them in danger.
Right.
We don't want them in a situation to where there's a law enforcement activity that would put them in danger. And so what we do is we deploy them within the scope of their capabilities. It might be just help directing traffic. CERT could also be used in large events. To be able to help man traffic control points. There's a lot of different things that they can do and do very effectively. So CERT provides added capability to a community, it adds resiliency to that community, and it brings preparedness down to the very basic level, the neighborhood.
All right, we're going to take a break. Yavapai County Emergency Services Coordinator Denny Folk in studio. Citizens Emergency Response Team Coordinator Eric Lash also in studio today. I'm Paul David. This is Countywide, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Having a fire escape plan is very important to keep your family safe and together in the event of a fire. When you awake to the sound of a smoke detector and smoke in your room, don't stand straight up. Carefully roll off your bed and stay low under the smoke. If your door is shut, feel the door with the back of your hand. Slowly open the door if no heat is felt. Always stay low until you get to the outside of your home. Always have 2 ways out of your house and a specified meeting place somewhere outside your home. Home escape plans should be drawn up and rehearsed on a regular basis. This could be the difference between life and death if caught in a fire.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back to Countywide. It's good to have you in studio with us today, whether you're listening on the radio or watching on TV. Eric Lash, the CERT coordinator for Yavapai County, and then Yavapai Emergency Services coordinator Denny Folk, also in studio today. We're talking about the CERT program, Community Emergency Response Team, and we're obviously going to be looking for volunteers. Just there during the break, I guess we have CERT members throughout Yavapai County, but they haven't been very active lately, so they're kind of dispersed, but we'd like to gather them back. So if you have gone through CERT training and you're a member of CERT, give Eric a call. His number is 443-0302, 443-0302. That number is not going to come up on the screen, but that's what the number you want there. There's always the Yavapai County Denny's office. It's a 771-3321, and then more information at yavapai.us. That's the website you want to look at, yavapai.us. So let's talk about those CERT members that are out and about that we have right now. We also want to talk about kind of the tier of kind of a pyramid that let's do that first. The pyramid that you're trying to kind of create with the CERT teams. Tell me what your vision is for the CERT teams.
Well, one of the things that I'm wanting to do is add a little bit of organization to the CERT program in Yavapai County. And what we're looking at is establishing at the community level, whether it be Verde Village, whether it be Prescott Lakes or Santa Fe Springs, wherever it's at in the county, that we have a CERT team within that community with a CERT leader. And then within the city or the municipality, we have a CERT coordinator. Okay. And then we have the county CERT coordinator, Eric. And what we're going to do is these folks are going to organize, and at the community level, if they need a class, they notify their city coordinator, and then the city coordinator will coordinate that with Eric, and we will set up classes. And there's a variety of classes. A lot of them are a lot of fun.
Yeah, what are some of those?
Well, we're planning on, like, we have the basic CERT class, okay, which is a 20-hour class. And then we have the CERT Train the Trainer classes for those folks that may be interested in teaching CERT. We're going to be offering those classes as well. We're looking at putting on a ham class for those that may be interested in ham radio procedures or ham radio licensing. They can be a ham radio operator. We're looking at doing some advanced or basic life-saving classes, first aid, as well as AED, getting folks Red Cross certified for first aid. We're looking at doing sheltering classes. But one of the most interesting things that I think is really cool, let's say we're having an exercise in your community or close to your community.
That's what I want to get to next, yeah, the exercises.
We want to integrate that. We want to integrate the CERT members as a part of the exercise itself. Allow them to exercise that, get to working with the Red Cross, get used to doing so, working with local law enforcement, working with fire, so they start understanding the scope and the breadth of their responsibilities in a disaster response. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Under Eric's leadership this next year, I believe that he's going to have a lot of different programs available.
I would think that'd be important to CERT members, right, Eric? To have not even just, well, the classes, of course, are very important to a CERT member, but to actually participate in a mock drill where an emergency is happening.
Definitely, Paul. This is sort of the lifeblood of an ongoing program, is to have the feeling of satisfaction from participating, from learning. You know, in these exercises, like they had one a while back up north, and communications always seems to be a problem, but that's one of the things they learned. The CERT members participated in a fire exercise and conducted the evacuation, going through all, the neighborhoods and everything. And so, they felt valued, had a good time, learned a lot of things. And, you asked me a while back, I think, a question, though, about, I want to bring this up about roadblocks, and we were talking about the law enforcement type of thing, and either you or Denny asked me, what would you do if you're at running a roadblock and somebody is going to go through? And I thought about it for a minute, and I said, well, I would tell them, number one, this is a sheriff's roadblock or a police roadblock, okay? If you go through it, I'm going to write your license number down and report you, and you can deal with the authorities later, but I don't have any police powers. I'm not going to prevent you actually from doing it. So that's an example of situations you could encounter. They might even do that to us on an exercise to see how we react, know.
How many CERT members do we have in Yavapai County that we know of right now?
Well, we have groups of CERT members. There's a large CERT program in the Walker community.
Okay.
We have a CERT program in Sedona. There's also one here in Cottonwood. The membership, based on people moving in, moving out, is constantly fluctuating, and we're trying to get a little better handle on the exact numbers. That's why, if you've been CERT trained, I'd really like you to call my office or call Eric,
right, yeah.
and let's get a good count on who's who and where you're at.
Well, let me ask you this. We know we have some CERT teams out there. What would it be a good number for a CERT team? Do we have a kind of a general number as to how many people you like to see on a team?
Well, it depends on the level. Is it a neighborhood or a city organization?
Well, let's break it down. For a neighborhood, how many would you like to see?
What 10, 15, maybe?
Yeah, 5, 10, 15.
And then a town?
A town, you would multiply that times the number of communities or neighborhoods, and then and it would depend upon the size of your town. So like Cottonwood, I would say maybe 100, 150 folks.
So there really is no limit, though. I mean,
no.
I think really the goal is to make everybody CERT certified. I would imagine every single one of us.
It gets down to preparedness.
Yeah, we talk about that P word a lot, don't we?
Oh, we do. I mean, you have to think about what would happen. Let's say we had a sustained power outage, okay, something that lasted a couple weeks, affected the entire state. That exercise is actually coming up in November, where we're going to be testing our capabilities in regards to that. But if we had that, we'd have a mass influx of folks from areas affected by that, such as Phoenix, Tempe, Mesa, those areas, the Phoenix area. Those folks are going to be moving out, and they're going to be going to other points, and more than likely they'd be transitional. But there'd be a lot of folks that'd be coming up here and saying, hey, this is close enough to home, but it's getting me out of that area. We'd have to set up shelters for them folks. We would need a CERT team to come in and assist the Red Cross. The Red Cross just doesn't have the manpower to do it all.
Definitely.
So that type of community support, community help, would be able to help a transition population or a population that's evacuating out of an area, and that's something that we need to start looking at a little bit more heavily.
Let's take another break. Denny Folk, Yavapai County Emergency Services Coordinator, and then Eric Lash is here too. He's the CERT Coordinator. Countywide will be back in just a couple minutes. Stick around.
Hello, everybody. I am Lou Ann Patterson. My family and I would like to welcome you to the Copper Star Indoor Shooting Range, Northern Arizona's premier shooting sports facility. We offer a 25-yard pistol range, a 50-yard archery range, and Arizona's only 100-yard indoor rifle range. In addition, we have a full-line gun shop as well as an archery pro shop. Come check us out. We're located at Highway 260 and Cherry Road, right next to Out of Africa. Looking forward to seeing you all.
I got no pulse, so losing. Shocking. Joe's at road all the time. Just had a few drinks. Just can't be happening.
Are we clear?
Clear. We just buzzed. Just buzzed. You didn't tell us that, sir. You're right. This isn't happening. You'll be fine.
I feel good.
Really? No, not really.
Buzz driving. Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
Checking.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Fire can happen at any time. What would you try to save?
My family photos.
My grandfather's war memorabilia.
My dogs.
I'm firefighter Brandon Wacker with the Cotton Fire Department. A working smoke detector is your best defense in the event of a fire. Make sure you have a smoke detector in every room except your kitchen. Test them monthly and change the battery once a year. Take the time to save the things you can't replace.
Welcome back to Countywide. Good to have you in studio today. If you'd like more information about the CERT program, or if you've already gone through the CERT program and kind of fallen by the wayside, Yavapai County is trying to get all that organized again. Give Eric Lash or Denny Folk here a call. Sorry about that. You can call 443-0302. That'll put you into touch with Eric. And then 771-3321 puts you in touch with Denny. And then yavapai.us is for more information. You can go to the Yavapai County website and find more information about the CERT program there. Now, we do have some training coming up.
Yes, sir. Monday night on the 18th, we're going to have our kickoff meeting for the Verde Valley. It's going to be at the Cottonwood Public Safety Building in their training room, and we're going to start at 6 o'clock. If you'd like to learn more about CERT, come on down and spend a little bit of time with us. The meeting should last approximately an hour. On March 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, we have our 20-hour basic CERT class. It's going to be started over in the Basin. We're planning on a class for April here in the Verde Valley, and then we have our Train the Trainer classes also coming up. On March 9th, we have a sheltering class. If you're interested in assisting with the American Red Cross, contact the Red Cross, Mike Tompkins, and he can get you set up for that class.
Oh, that's perfect, because we just had the Red Cross in on Tuesday.
Oh, they're wonderful folks. We appreciate
amazing organization.
Oh, absolutely.
Amazing organization.
They've helped us in every incident that we've had. I certainly appreciate the volunteers of the Red Cross. They do a wonderful job, and I really appreciate them.
Well, let's get this CERT thing going. Citizens Emergency Response Team. So if you, again, more information, you can call Denny Folk at Yavapai County Emergency Services Coordinator, 771-3321. You can get a hold of Eric Lash at 443-0302-928 in front of these numbers. Or you can go to the county website at yavapai.us for more information. That's going to wrap up our program.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you, Paul.
You bet. All right, Eric.
Thank you, Paul.
Have a
very
great day.
timely. Thank you.
Thanks, Denny. That's today's program. We will talk to you again next time.
This has been Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Listen in each Tuesday and Thursday as we tackle the hot topics and talk to the decision makers across Yavapai County. That's Countywide with Brad Miller and Paul David each Tuesday and Thursday on this Yavapai Broadcasting station.